Another important thinker of 20th century is Robert Nisbet, and his famous masterpiece works are Community and Power and the Quest for Community. So Robert A. Nisbet as an important thinker of 20th century worried with the problem of the alienation of man from society. Alienation, as he defined, the state of mind that can find a social order remote, incomprehensible, or fraudulent beyond real hope or desire, inviting apathy, boredom, and frustration beyond real hope or desire. Alienation is for Nisbet one of the central concerns of the era. Man, according to him, is in perpetual quest for community, behind which there is a search for security. But unlike Eric Fromm, he traced the cause of alienation not to a capitalist structure of society but to the political state as it has developed in the West as the profound dislocations it has caused in the primary associative areas of society, as it was presented by Robert Nisbet in his master work, Community and Power, the great or the greatest single influence upon social organization in the 20th century modern West. Nisbet believed had been the developing concentration of function and power of the sovereign political state. To regard the state as simply a legal relationship, he writes further, is profoundly delusive. The real significance of the modern state is escapable from its successive penetration of man's economic, religious, kinship, and social allegiances and its revolutionary dislocation of established centers of functions and authority. And it was Nisbet's philosophical thinking on 20th century modern complex society developed in West, and he analyzed it in his work Quest for Community. To regard this state, Nisbet was clearly against industrialization and modernization, which according to him had destroyed the primary groups in society to which the individual was attached in the earlier stages in which he felt secure, and brought this monster of a modern state into existence, which is so remote and far away from the individual that the latter feels himself isolated and lost. Modernization, according to Nisbet, had led to the replacement of the various intervening groups between the state and the individual by a powerful central political authority. The primary groups in society to which the individual was attached in the earlier ages and in which he felt secure have all become extinct, and the state is so remote and far away that individual feels himself completely isolated and lost. So Nisbet expressed that it would like to turn his back on modernization and restore the older, smaller organizations. According to Professor Dr. Robert Nisbet, in his monumental work, The Quest for Community, the primary groups in society to which the individual was attached would completely isolated and would be lost. So the state for him is an and would be becomes powerful not by virtue of what it takes from the individual but by virtue of what it takes from the spiritual and social association which compared with it ferments devotion. Nisbet did not like the modern state. It is much too large an organization and has necessarily to depend on power and force. It is only the smallest organization in society which can be based on mutual friendship, respect, and responsibility. It is in this smallest organization that man can fulfill his natural potentialities, develop sociability, and feel happy and secure. So, according to Nisbet, that spectre is haunting the modern mind, the spectre of insecurity. Anxiety is the predominant characteristic of the contemporary thought on man and society. The individual for him was in the disenchanted, lonely struggle. So, searching for either significance in the smallest things, striving to answer the question, who am I? What am I? His concept of masses in the present political systems, irrespective of the fact that it claims to be representative of the people, is not that of a large number of persons participating in these activities of the state, but of persons who have been cut off from their mournings and alienated from society. They lead a most unhappy life, and since human personality cannot tolerate moral isolation or life apart from membership in a large jarada, they are easily attached to totalitarianism, which seems to be creating for them new functions. statuses and allegiances in place of those which it had destroyed. Nisbet was a powerful, prolific, and passionate writer who has highlighted the problem of alienation in a large number of his books and articles. But what is the solution that he offers to the problem? As he was believing in social pluralism and administrative decentralization and in autonomous and meaningful groups, a rather conservative approach. When he compared it with his radical call to do away with the modern state based on an industrial society. Also, Nisbet did not tell us how this new social order so near to his heart's desire would come into existence. Neither Nisbet's importance, as Professor Mian has pointed out, lies in the fact that he calls attention to an aspect of the relationship between human behavior and the larger historical and philosophical views of the age that is all too readily overlooked by social critics too deeply immersed in psychoanalysis. So the criticism that Nisbet offers of the contemporary Western industrialized complex society is radical, but the solution that he offered to the problem of alienation was dim. In fact, it was no solution at all. So, if you would like to conclude exactly what this idea that he was completely against the modern monolithic state and the complex cities of the modern industrial societies in the West that developed due to industrialization and capitalism. So, where individual lost his freedom and his relationships with individuals and groups. So ultimately individual becomes unhappy, isolated and being alienated. So his main emphasis that to return the individual into the smallest groups, and by returning to smallest groups man would find his lost happiness. And the very theory of Nisbet, no doubt he could not provide a solution of those problems he indicated in the modern industrial complex Western societies. But we could not overlook his contributions to modern political and social philosophy, and in particular to the aspects of individuals' alienation from the state, from the society, from the community, and also alienation from himself.